I don't have any countries on this, because in an ideal sense, in the world of design, you don't like to think about the hierarchy that goes on in politics. The world at this point in time, politically, is very charged. But in terms of design, in terms of science, in terms of mathematics, in terms of medicine, we have to think in a way that we would call democratically, that ideas are shared and that there is cross-pollination which is going on. So my world has no countries. My world shows no people at this point in time. My world is about equality, about design quality. But then as we go around the world, we see various differentiations that occur. And I'll come back to this in a moment because this is a recent collection. But I want to go back because I'm in my, I am now in business. I started my business about in 1970. So that puts me at about 47 years in my company. And I started it when I was very, very young. And believe it or not, that's me at a very young age. But there was a certain question that came up then in design, and the question was there design in America? If you said, I'm an American furniture designer, that question was, is there design? And it was an interesting moment because if you look back historically, and I don't know if you're design students or architectural students or where you come into this mix, but if you look back to the 30s and 40s and even the 50s, those were the most interesting years in design because of World War II and the designers and the architects that came to the US. And so it created a very interesting balance in terms of the work that was turned out. But you have to have two things together. You have to have design and you have to have industry. And these two elements have to come together. And then you have to have market. And so to simply think as a designer, I don't want to say it's not enough because creativity is always something that's strong. It's the desire to create, but to create alone is creating in a vacuum. And so that point is that the designer must connect to industry and industry must connect to the market. Even though one can be very idealistic about this thing, there's a certain reality connected to it. But at that point in time, this is 1970, 71, the question was, I would say I'm an American designer, and people would say, well, is there design in America? And the point is, there wasn't an independent design. There wasn't an independent